Last of Us, my top 5 favorite video games of all time. If you follow this channel, you know how I feel about the game. I literally play it every year. And it's not because, it's just something I force myself to do, but every year I get an inkling to replay it. And The Last of Us 2 came out, and it's the same thing. I'll do a run through of The Last of Us, and then I'll follow up with The Last of Us 2. It's peak video game.
For what is a man? What has he got?
Gaming or whatever, as my kids would say. But anyways, I love The Last of Us. So when I heard and saw that The Last of Us was coming to HBO Max, my interest, my expectation, the thrill, the excitement was through the roof. I could not wait for that season. And in my opinion, The Last of Us season 1 100% met my expectations. Was it perfect? No. But I was here and I felt like the show met me here. I know some people feel some type of way about the show, and that's the great thing about entertainment is everybody has their opinion. But for me, I thoroughly enjoyed The Last of Us, and I could not wait for season 2 because it was kind of like, are they going to be TV about it, or are they actually going to do what's in the game? Are they going to stick to the story? Are they going to try to change things? What are they going to do? So I was hyped. So I was already hyped for The Last of Us, and then season 2 came out. Well, to watch The Last of Us, and then season 2 was coming out, and I couldn't wait. Season 2 came out, and I gotta be honest, I thought it was only okay. Did I enjoy it? Sure. But was it up here like season 1? No. Did I hate it as much as a lot of people did online? No, I didn't hate it. But it was definitely many steps backwards in comparison to, or downwards or whatever, in comparison to season 1. And it sucks because I was really looking forward to it. But one of the highlights to me of season 2 was Caitlin Dever playing Abby. If you follow this channel, you know how I felt about the casting. I was like, I can't see it, but I'm going to give her a chance because she's a great actress. And so I was like, I'm not one of those people where you have to look like the comic book or you have to look like the video game. Because if you're a great actor or a great actress, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as long as you do great. So I was going to give her a shot. Would I have liked to see, Abby that was her size alone caused you to be fearful of who she is? Yeah, because her size actually told a lot about who she was as a character in the video games. It wasn't just that she was brolic for no reason. It was a part of her psyche. It was a part of who she was. And the things that she went through caused her to feel like she was required to be this, strong, brolic woman. But anyways, we didn't get that in Abby in season 2. And I felt like Caitlin Dever killed it. So when season 2 ended and they said that season 3 would be Abby's story, that was kind of like the saving grace for me for season 2. And I'm actually looking forward to season 3 because of Abby. If they were not focusing on Abby, I would not want to watch it because season 1 was here, season 2 was here, and I'll just like, if it ain't about Abby, I'm good. But anyways, we got an update on season 3, The Last of Us. Let's take a look. Okay, this is coming from superherohype.com. It says The Last of Us showrunner talks morally complex season 3. You are denied your heroes. While a third Last of Us video game has yet to get an official announcement, the live action series from HBO based on Naughty Dog's hit PlayStation IP is greenlit for a third season, arriving next year. The showrunner of The Last of Us has teased what fans can really expect regarding the character dynamics. What did Craig Mazin say about The Last of Us Season 3? So, Craig Mazin, has been part of the first two seasons of The Last of Us for HBO. In a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, he mentioned how morally complex season 3 will be. He warned fans may find it tough to root for their favorite characters as heroes and villains blur into moral gray areas, like the game. He said, well, it wasn't like season 2 wasn't a departure. We knew what we were doing there. And what I love about that story is that you are denied your heroes. Yeah, you are. Some of your heroes die. And you're denied your villains. What you are forced to reconcile with is that the people that you care about and root for are not good all the time. According to him, it is a question of perspective and narrative. It's a very powerful thing to be given a story that gives you a hero and that makes your side good. That is fundamental to most religions and is fundamental to most politics now. It creates a tribalism. Say it again. It's us versus them, and it happens very, very quickly. What I loved about the story of the game, which is in line with what I'm pursuing on the show, is that it's not that simple. The third season will focus more on Abby after being a divisive character in the Last of Us games. Her live action iteration in season 2, played by Caitlin Dever, was no different. However, Mazin believes the next season may bring a shift in her perspective. So this is about exploring that. What I know that we have is Caitlin Dever. She's the kind of actor that you find yourself aligning with and rooting for more almost instantly. Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann co-created the show, but Druckmann decided to step back from the project. Mazin now serves as the sole showrunner. Interesting. So, based off of what I'm reading here, I like what I'm hearing because it sounds like he's not departing from the story of the game and still keeping to the core of what the game story is, which is essentially is right ain't always right and wrong ain't always wrong. And it's sometimes you're going to find yourself in really tough situations to make that decision. And in the game, people are put in some really difficult situations, and some of the decisions that they make, some people are going to agree with and some people aren't going to agree with, but they all come with consequences. And I love the game because there's so many layers and for each character, and I love what they make you do emotionally, because you have to connect with people that you might not want to connect with because they make you connect with them in the game. You have to play as Abby and Ellie and go through both their story, and you might not want to do that in that uncomfortable moment, or not that uncomfortable moment, but being uncomfortable and playing through a character's story only to see and realize why they did what they did and what justifications they feel they had in doing what they did makes the game so freaking awesome to play. And so that's why season 2 was such a letdown, because it was so surface level to what's in the game. And I hated Ellie, not the actress, to be clear, because some people didn't like the casting of Ellie. I dug her, but I dug her in season 1. I did not like the way she was written in season 2. I did not like some of the acting choices the actress made. And I thought that every time Ellie was on screen, it was actually taking away from the story, which is crazy because it's circled around her. But some of the choices that she was making that the writers had wrote for her, I was like, no, that's not Ellie. And I won't go into that. You can watch my other videos from the past, but Ellie bothered me how she was being portrayed really bothered me. And it's not because she was being portrayed like the game. It bothered me because she wasn't. Um, in the game, some of Ellie's choices might bother you, and that's intentional. What I'm saying is how she was written and the acting choices that the actress made bothered me. But Abby, to me, was a highlight of the series, a highlight in the series, and I'm looking forward to seeing Caitlin Dever and what she does with the whole season essentially being about Abby's story. But what do you all think? Are you Last of Us fans? Did they lose you in season 2? Did you know what was coming? And if so, did they still lose you? And if you didn't know what was coming, did it cause you to walk away from the show, or did it bring you in? I know a lot of people was new to The Last of Us, and they reeled in a lot of new people in the show season 1, but a lot of those new people left in season 2, and I wonder if HBO will be able to bring them back for season 3. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Do me a favor. If you like the content, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe. And hit that little alarm button as well so you can get alerted whenever I post new content. And also, do me a favor, share with other people who you think would like this content as well. We have a big goal of 1,000 subscribers we're trying to get to, and we need your help. Appreciate it. Till the next one. Peace.